Hello everyone, this is White Wolf. I hope everybody can hear me with the microphone that I'm using. And I wanted to do this message real quick because I felt like it was very significant in talking about our dreams, our aspirations, our destiny, but also the things that we desire, the things that we want, being the very same thing that we're trying to manifest and generate with our within our reality. So understanding this is deciphering the very fact that they're all the same and they're all connected and they're all connected to things that you want to see manifest and you want to act out and you want to make decisive choices as a way of connecting into the resonance that you want to be a part of. So none of your dreams, your aspirations, your desires, your achievements, your ambitions, your goals, whatever they may be, are all the same thing if you allow them to be the same thing. If you allow that reception within yourself to flow through you and understand you and be a part of you and not let it be foreign in any way, shape, or form. So, as above and so below, you have to see that all of your wants and your desires and things that you want to be connected to are pretty much the same thing. But don't put any of them on a pedestal or base them on outcome or base them on how they need to be generated. Because once you do that, you find yourself wondering, like, why am I not manifesting this? Why am I not generating this within my reality? So it's kind of like understanding that everybody has a reason to be here and has a reason to connect and resonate within a connection of source energy that we follow through on and discover within oneself. Let me know if you can guys can hear me on this live through the microphone. I appreciate that very greatly. So seeing that everything that you want, everything you want to generate within yourself, everything that you want to be connected to is based on how much you want to receive it and allow it within your life, but also to be the one that scripts its own life and be the one that speaks the blessing over one's life. So being vocal, being not only demanding, but also wanting more out of yourself and more out of life and more out of what is going on around you. So understanding this is basically deciphering what is a catalyst and a reflection and a connection. So basically, whatever you're acting out in your life, whatever you're wanting out of your life, out of yourself, out of the people around you, or wanting to assemble a community that wants to bring more love and generosity and light within this own awakening, no matter what it is. So sometimes it could be you being a rapper and you want to make a rap group and you want to make music, but your music is based on how much you want to help a certain community and bring awareness about that. And maybe it's something that you want to get off your chest, maybe it's something that you want to do within yourself. So it's not about finding the people or that you have a rap group or that you have a studio or production, but it's the idea before the initiation of that intention. So sometimes what we're desiring, what we have our dreams attached with and our needs are all the same thing. But in life, we are taught to put our wants and our needs over one another. And then once you do that and you don't follow your dreams, you miss out on life, you miss out on the things that Source wants to bring out of you. So don't be afraid to follow your dreams and aspirations and the peaks of your interests and the things that you want to be connected to because those could be the very things that help you stay connected with and grounded to your energy. So sometimes it's not about why you are connecting, what you're connecting to, why you're wanting to connect to it, but it's the very fact that you're applying yourself within that initiation. So don't be afraid to make application as a way of giving yourself the permission slip to follow through and act on your purified desires, but also generating the experience of that timeline and that reality and that connection to source energy. So that gives you the ability to understand here and now that we all have a reason to connect and to imbibe and to connect to the generation of energy that we want to be connected to. So sometimes it just could span from an idea. It could be a newfound intention. It could be a newfound realization. It could be you wanting to connect to source energy here in this moment. So sometimes it's not about what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to generate, what you're trying to allow in your life. But it's the very fact that you want it in your life and that you desire it, and it's going to fulfill a need or structure or security within your life. So that's the difference between wants and needs. So they're the same thing. We all want things in our life that are imaginative, that are dreamlike, that are seem like they're put on a pedestal, but they're actually not put on a pedestal. But we're wanting that desire, we're wanting that dream, we're wanting that sense of purification through the very fact that we can achieve that goal or ambition or drive within oneself. So it's understanding here and now that everybody has a way to connect into the generation of energy. So don't be afraid to connect to the very fact that you can be interconnected and interwoven with the timelines that you want to generate, the experiences that you want to generate. But it has to come from a sense of action, application, discovering what you want, studying it, and then finding out that it's not so far away from you, it's not on a pedestal, it's not something completely out of your reach, but it is something that can be achieved and that can be made manifested. So your wants, your dreams, your desires, your connections, they're all the same. They're swirling around in your vortex. You just have to place them there, and you have to place them to where they can be achieved. You can't put them on a pedestal. You can't make it minuscule. You can't make it something that you can't achieve. You have to make it something that you can, from that standpoint, achieve from. So I'm not going to tell you to put 110% because that's unrealistic now, but if you put 99% to it, um, then you have the ability to conquer that 1%. So don't be afraid to follow through on the dreams and the desires that are inside of your heart, that innate wisdom, that innate resonance, that connection to source, that connection to God will help you open up your heart's desire, your purification, your love, your will, your tenacity, your ability to have that drive, your ability to connect to things that you want to be connected to, and also the very fact that you're not making them pipe dreams. So pipe dreams are not just pipe dreams. Dreams are dreams and they are a reality, rather you're unwilling to see them or not. So some of us are unwilling to see our dreams and our desires and the things that we want to aspire to. Aspirations, inspirations, connections to God, connection to life, connection to the very facet that you are infinitesimally connected and eternal, and you have enough time in this world to do things that you want to do. Rather, you assume that you can do them. So we have to have a purified sense of that vision, of that purification of what the vision looks like, of what it looks like to us, but also what it looks like in your innate wisdom, in your innate life. So life doesn't have to pass us by. We can have our way with life. So it's discovering that and connecting to that very fact that we can open up to life as it's being presented to us. And it means that we can connect to the very fact that all of us have a reason to be here. All of us have a reason to connect. Everybody has a reason to follow through on their divine will and their divine destiny. But it's choosing to follow through, even if you don't have a strong start. Nobody in this life has a strong start. I didn't have a strong start. You probably didn't have a strong start. So don't beat yourself up because you don't have a strong start. Have a great follow through. That's what I think people miss out on is that they're like, oh, I didn't have this. My dad abused me and all these other excuses. Have a good follow through. And just because it takes a little bit of time to generate that aspect of you manifesting, that aspect of you connecting into your innate wisdom, doesn't mean that that is going to be withholding you from the utmost blessing. So sometimes I think we just need to dial it back and come back into sense and sensibility so that we see that it's not a good place to be a victim, but to see yourself triumphing over it. Now, even in the midst, you may have your doubts, you may have worries, you may have concerns, you may have something hinder your vibration in that moment. But if you're able to get over that hump and get over those limitations and really follow through on the divine orchestration and the allowance within yourself, because you have to have allowance or you're not going to be able to connect to it, receive it. And it's not being overtly positive either. That's another thing that I am not telling you to do. But I'm telling you that if you don't believe in oneself, if you don't believe in your heart, in your desire, in your dreams and your desires and your aspirations and ambitions fulfill a need and security in some way, shape, or form. So we've established that. So another thing that we can establish is that It's going to fulfill a need financially, give you some security, help you manifest relationships, business relationships, romantic relationships, no matter what they are. And it could also lead you to being down certain paths that are connected to your meditative path. It doesn't have, you don't even have to be meditative to follow through on this advice that I'm giving you guys or this channel message that's coming from my higher self. It just means in that moment, in that purified distinction of that moment being connected to you, being connected to me, being connected into light and love and wisdom, that gives you amplification, application, and a sense of distinction with your discernment. So when you have that, you have to wholeheartedly go to the point where you believe in yourself. Because nobody's going to believe in you. You can have people believe in you all that you want, but you got to believe in yourself and you got to believe in what you're doing, or else whatever I just said for the past 15 minutes has been pointless. Believe in yourself wholeheartedly and stop giving a fuck about what people think. I think in this world we give too much credence to what people think about us. And we also care too much about how our decisions will not only impact our life, but sacrificing our desires, our needs, and our dreams for other people. That's another thing that I think hinders people within reality is that we make decisions for the people around us. We make decisions because of the people that are innately around us, and we make decisions because we think that if we do make that decision, then they're not going to be happy with us. You have to make the decisions for yourself to be happy in order to believe in yourself, to have fulfillment, because nobody's going to give you a guided meditative state, right? So we have to initiate that guided meditative state. That guided meditative state will help us connect into wisdom, into love, into grace, into a deep state of connection and wisdom and flow. If we're not following the breadcrumb trail of excitement as it's being presented to us, if we're not able to find distinction within the path that's being laid before us, and if we can't understand and discern what we are in this moment and to see that dreams, aspirations, connections, love within oneself, a deep, inspirative overflow of abundance, that if we can't see that within ourselves, and I'm not going to tell you to go 110% like I just said a couple minutes ago. If you go 99%, then that 1% doesn't seem so obsolete. But being an earnest seeker, being one that is dedicated, you don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to be perfect in all ways. But it means that you don't sacrifice your alignment for the sake of pleasing the illusion, meaning you are the illusion. Be a part of your own imaginary world, your own delusion. Everybody is doing their own delusion, whether they like to admit it or not. Um, and it's not really diluted in the way that I'm saying it, but it's more diluted to other people because they're not experiencing it, right? So because they're not experiencing, they don't understand it, then there's judgment. So if we let go of vanity, ego, judgment, condemnation, all of those things within the meditative path, then our ambitions, our dreams, and our desires become the things that fulfill the very needs of our heart. So your wants, your dreams, your desires, your state of wisdom, your state of connection, your state of emulation, your state of wonderment, your state of love within oneself, and your state where you can be purified in the sense of knowing that your dreams, your aspirations are all the same thing. If you make it different, if you make it have more meaning than it already has, then guess what? Then that's going to be the thing that hinders you, that limits you, as a way of not connecting. So make your connection your connection. Make your dream your dream. Make the song inside of your heart beat to the beat of your own drum. That's the only way that we're going to live through life and go with our own state of connection, state of free will. I hope you guys can hear me through the mic. I don't know if anybody um, can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. It seems like you guys can. Um, so when you get to the precipice of understanding this, and I'm going to finish with this because I think I've covered my bases. Um, but I felt really inclined to make this video real quick because I want to enjoy the rest of my day, and I went for a run and a swim and did all the chores. And it's kind of exhausting. I'm hungry. But the thing is, your dreams, your wants, your desires are all the same thing because they fulfill a need of security, they fulfill a need of wealth, they fulfill a need of being on a journey, being adventurous, being more explorative, and wanting to be an example of your representation of your divine expression. That's what's beautiful about this time right now. So that's how you drop into your spirit, and you're just there, and it's pure, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's no judgment, condemnation, vanity, or ego. When you take all that away, that allows more of your desires and your inspirations and the things that bring you that sense of love will come out of you. And it's not just being, oh, peace, love, and generosity, dude. It's not being a hippie about it. But you can be very direct. You can be very excited about it without having to generate a lot of excitement. Um, and I don't care how you have to do it. I don't care if you have to drink 2 energy drinks. I don't care if you have to drink 4 cups of coffee to do it. Just be able to do it and do it in your own ability and do it in your own strength and do it in your own way of how God channels through you. Not to do everything just in your own way and disregard God, but do everything with God and how it's being channeled through you and how you're being taught through that initiation of source energy. So divine assistance, divine intervention, divine justice is not sacrificing our dreams, desires, and purifications of exemplifying that state of action and that state of emulation. And some people will hear this and say, man, that's a big word salad, whatever. It's fine. But what I'm saying is coming from a state of truth. It's coming from a state of my heart, and it's coming from a state of how important I feel for people to hear this. Because I know that somebody will hear this and actually follow through on their dream, and I've done my job. And that's all I've ever wanted for people. I still have dreams that I haven't tapped into yet, and that a psychic in Arizona told me that I was going to. So I have some things that I've been pondering, but, in certain things that you're trying to manifest, you have to generate certain things, but I'm at the precipice of exploring those things too, and I don't want you to feel limited in just your meditative abilities either, because your meditative abilities give you the buffet of life. So what I like to do when I eat dinner sometimes is I like to have the spread, meaning I have like the sauce there, I have the chicken there, mashed potatoes, drink, soda or something. That's kind of like the spread of life. That's kind of like the buffet of life. That's the same as your dreams, your wants, and your desires and your aspirations. It's all the same. It's no different. It may seem a little bit different, but it's not, I promise you. Okay? So have the buffet of life. Don't feel that you have to sacrifice it. Don't feel like you have to, um, sacrifice your desires, your will, and your tenacity. And when you separate ego, vanity, lust, and condemnation and judgment towards anything that you have, you give your life more meaning without having to give it so much meaning. So we are going to be doing some healing energy. So if you want to stay tuned, if not, that's okay too. I hope you guys can hear me good through the mic. I feel better when I have the microphone on. Kind of blocks out any unneeded noise. Sometimes in certain areas I can't use it, but I wanted to use it today. So we're going to do some healing energy. Thank you so much for saying that, because I could have gone on for 30 minutes and got nothing. I've literally done lives where that's happened, gave the most beautiful message, and it just went away. So Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep in the middle mother Gaia Earth, grounding, ascending, connecting to Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Sandalphon, Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep in the middle mother Gaia Earth, grounding and ascending, allowing ourselves to rid the energies of judgment, condemnation, and vanity, in releasing poverty consciousness, and also resetting karmic imbalances, and activating new timelines and a spirit of prosperity and allowance and wealth, so that we are connecting into a state of continuous resonance following the breadcrumb trail of excitement, connecting into the Kundalini energy as a way of releasing stuck energy, deleting negative experiences, allowing ourselves to reshape our paradigm and become a metaphysical shapeshifter of creation here and now. So in this innate wisdom and this innate connection, we can connect into the stargate of creation, being able to walk through it and then connecting the lower self with the higher self, walking into oneself, and being a part of a growing expansion of creation, love, and connection. So in this moment, there is only you in your connection, only you in your love, and only you in your vortex of creation, but also being able to use the realm of thought to become the infinite realm of possibilities. So whenever you do this, you become the hero of your life instead of the villain. The villain's very great. The villain does a lot of things that is wise and that is something of complete distinction. But the hero, in a sense, always prevails because it does what is most in alignment, it does what is most graceful, it always does what is most honorable and most demonstrative and most expressionate, but also making sure that it doesn't manipulate or deceive the energy around itself. So, finding this distinction, not making yourself feel like you are regimented within your reality, but to feel as if you have creative expression and you have creative freedom. Give yourself the permission slip of connecting into the state of consciousness, because it will help you understand a divine will, a divine collection, and a divine love. A divine self-love, a divine self-connection, and being able to have a healthy sense of self-remembrance, but then connecting into downloads from the Enochian angels and helping us receive wisdom from Anunnaki masters, and then receiving from the Andromedans to purify the state of all of our chakras, and the Arcturians to help us with our intellectual abilities and our ethereal side. Connecting into Archangel Shemiel for being more studious to help us with our concentration and to help us with a state of being of love, light, and wisdom. The demonstrations of Jesus as a reflection of a teacher, as a reflection of one with the Spirit, and being able to recognize the Shekinah glory inside of oneself with this healing energy. So it gives us not only distinction, gives us an intellectual ability, but also emotional intelligence, and being able to channel our own thoughts, our own presence, and our own actions to feel as if we are in control. So when you're receiving this third eye activation, just know that it's quantum alchemy, quantum telepathy, and it's quantum clairvoyancy. So it helps you tap into the multiverse of creation. It helps you become a multiverse of your own stargate and connection to source. So you are connected, you are love, you are light, you are breath. So know yourself in this moment and know yourself as one that is powerful. So this means that in this moment you're making a distinct statement. From this day forward, I will not sacrifice my alignment for people, places, and things. I will not sacrifice my I am presence for delusion. I will not sacrifice my emotional state for states of distortion, for negative experiences. That in this moment, the only thing that I will sacrifice is all the things that I don't need, that breathe an energy that helps me tap into excellence. That's the only thing that I will sacrifice, is the non-tolerance to ego, vanity, condemnation, and judgment. And use this healing energy as a way of recharging your batteries, and also use it as a way of connecting into one last deep breath. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in human form. So take a deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. So that was the healing energy for today. Thank you guys for connecting with me. I'm your host, White Wolf. It's always a pleasure and an honor to connect with you guys and to be a part of you. So I wanted to do that live real quick to connect with you guys. I'm going to relax the rest of the day. I will be going live around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, but my new schedule starts next week. So just letting you guys know. Thank you, Winston, for stopping by. And also, if you want to book private sessions, I have a new private session special, and I'm going to be posting 3 new videos on my TikTok if you want to go see it. So thank you, God bless, and namaste. Thank you.